link is in the comments below, right? It's on there, but I can't give you this. So it's in the comments. Go check it out.
Good morning, everyone. It's me trying to talk over the car and get the car started. I've just dropped Emily off at school. I wasn't going to do a video about this. I have been thinking about it quite a lot, and I've decided to, because that space was very tight. I've decided to because it's about, you'll have seen in the thumbnail, you'll have seen by the title, and it was something that was handed to me last week, but it's about emotional regulation. I can't remember the name of the pack because I've just dropped Emily off at school. The pack's at home. And I just thought, you know, this is a really difficult one for me because with Emily being parented, is that a thing? With myself having 50% custody of Emily. Oh, the morning traffic's ridiculous, isn't it? With me having 50% custody of Emily, she presents very, very differently at her mum's house compared to what she does at mine. Apparently, and I'm going to say apparently because I don't know, I've not seen it myself, Emily really, really struggles at her mum's house to be emotionally, or get emotionally regulated. I don't know the ins and outs of it, or how things affect her. I guess it's the different parenting styles, things like that sort of trigger Emily to become emotionally dysregulated. I don't pretend to be an expert by any stretch. So what I wanted to do, and for my own purposes as much as this video and trying to help other people, I'm going to talk through some of the topics that are in this pamphlet, booklet thing that I was handed. I was handed this thing last week, and it's I don't know if it's a nationally rolled out sort of, a nationally rolled out aid. I can't get my words out today. Really struggling, but also multitasking with driving. I need to stop. I need to really stop and actually concentrate on what I'm saying, because it's quite important. And the reason that I chose to do a video today is because, well, on this topic especially, is because I think it might help other people. What I was saying about like the emotional dysregulation at a mum's house versus my house, I don't see it. So I don't see Emily emotionally dysregulated. I don't even know the terminology. Emotionally dysregulated. She doesn't kick off. She doesn't have meltdowns like she does at her mum's. She doesn't have. She doesn't lash out. She doesn't cry excessively unless she's been told off for bad behaviour. I don't know. I don't see it. So it's a real difficult one for me, which is why I wasn't going to do a video on this topic. But I think, given the fact, or given the basis of this channel, I think it's only right that I do cover this for other people to sort of listen to, especially if this booklet, leaflet type thing isn't being handed out nationally, although I'm sure it will be via the schools. So I just want to talk through some of the topics, I guess. As I said, Emily presents very, very differently. I don't see the emotional dysregulation side of things, so it doesn't really help or benefit me, but there will be aspects in there, and it will be good for my own understanding and learning of things that maybe do trigger Emily, things that I could do if she's been triggered elsewhere and I've picked her up and I can bring her down. But yeah, on the whole, in general, like I don't see it, and I don't know if this is something that you guys struggle with on a daily, whether you've noticed kids that are 50%, parented by both parents rather than 100% by both, kind of thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But what I want to do is talk through some of this stuff with you anyway. And hopefully it helps you, and hopefully I'll get something out of it as well. So yeah, I guess that's my little bit of spiel done. As I said, I've just dropped Emily off at school. It's 8:52 in the morning. I'm absolutely shattered. I want to go back to bed. I really, really want to go back to bed. But yeah, heading home. Logging on I'm working from home today, so that's a bonus. It's Monday. I'm not sure how much work I'm going to have on. Emily had a really, really good weekend. Really good listening. Really good behaviours, very helpful. We've just started having Teddy sleep in her room as well. He's doing really, really well. We were trying to train him for ages to sleep at the end of a bed, and he did it a few nights at mine, in my bed. I think he slept in mine like 3 times. So I tried it on Saturday night with Emily. Absolutely amazing, no mess. They both slept really well through the night, and I tried it again last night. Same. So what I was saying before about Teddy being an emotional kind of support for Emily, especially through the night, if she wakes up and becomes sort of anxious or whatever, he's helping massively. Saturday night, Friday night. I'll try again Tuesday and Wednesday. Still early days, so we fell well on our feet with Teddy. Little legend. Anyway, I'll bring you back and I will talk to you about some of these topics within this emotional regulation, dysregulation, aid, support pamphlet, booklet thing. I don't even know what to call it. It's got loads of things in there that help, and it's got the curve, the arch, which is like, what triggers them, how to bring them down, what it looks like, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'll bring you back.
Right, so I've just got home from dropping Emily off. As you'll see, I'm in the kitchen. You'll have to excuse the mess. I've not had time to do the pots or anything yet. I've got home, logged on for work, done my emails, blah, blah, blah. Life admin. I'm also using a new mic because I invested in it a while ago. Hopefully this helps the audio in the kitchen and around the house a little bit. But yeah, so as I said, the pack itself is called Emotional Regulation, the Parent Pack, and I think the age is 4 to 12 years old. Bear with me, I've got it. Right, so the pack is right here, as you can see. It's called Emotional Regulation, the Parent Pack, age 4 to 12 years old. I did have a look online, and I will post something here now, showing me scrolling. It's actually not a free document. It's not a free aid. It's literally part of an educational sort of website. I think it's like £5.99 or £4.99. The price will be there. But either way, I'll put the link in the description below so you can have a look. What I was going to do was I was going to sort of screenshot it and then, show you as I was talking through some of this stuff. It's from The Contented Child. It's at the bottom there. I'll talk through some of this stuff anyway. What I'll do is, so I can't show you the content itself on here because it's a paid product. And this is by no means a sort of paid promotional video, so to speak. I just thought it might help with me running through some of this. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it forwards or backwards or what, and I don't know how the audio is going to be. Maybe I should have tested that before I got going. Anyway, we'll crack on and we'll see how it goes. So this basically runs through, so an introduction to emotional regulation. What is emotional regulation? Why is emotional regulation important for children? Every emotion is valid. Learning through practice. How can parents help? And then a little section at the bottom that says remember. So this is the first page. There are, you might not want to stick around for all of it, but there are also pictures that show you emotional overwhelm cycle, things like that, which really, really will help. Maybe I'll take this out and put it on the fridge. Also, sorry, if I'm looking down and that's really loud, I'm sorry, it's the first time using it, so, you know. Yeah, maybe I'll take that out and put it on the fridge. Oh, I said it like that. So let's run through the introduction. I'll go through that bit first, shall I? We're in the kitchen, said it already. What is emotional regulation? So emotional regulation is the ability to understand and manage your feelings in a healthy and appropriate way. Think of it like having a volume control for your emotions. You can turn them up or down depending on what's going on around you. So just like we have rules and guide to our behavior, emotional regulation gives us rules or strategies for managing our feelings. It's about being aware and what we're feeling and then choosing how to express and respond to those emotions in a way that's safe, respectful, and helpful. So I know I said earlier on in the video that this might not help Emily. I think that maybe this sounds like, the first part of it anyway, sounds like it might benefit Emily in different situations, such as school, such as her mum's. I don't get it so much here because, you know, as I said, she presents differently at mine than she does at her mum's. So, I don't know. We'll see. Why is emotional regulation important for children? Children experience big emotions every day: frustration, excitement, disappointment, joy, and they are still learning how to handle them. Developing strong emotional regulational skills help them feel more in control of themselves, cope with challenges and changes, communicate their needs more clearly, build stronger relationships, and make better choices. So, fully agree. Every emotion is valid. It's important for children to know that all feelings are okay. It's not about stopping certain emotions, but about helping them find safe and healthy ways to respond to those feelings. For example, if a child feels angry because a friend won't share a toy, emotional regulation can help them take a deep breath, use words to explain how they feel, or walk away until they feel calmer instead of shouting or lashing out. I have experienced things like that with Emily before. You know, she's basically got really upset at the fact that other children don't seem to want to share as much as she does, or vice versa. So she doesn't want to share, and then she's got upset about it. So she's basically taken. I've noticed with Emily, she's taken on board the fact that, you know, sharing's kind, caring is sharing, and all that. And then when she comes to share the objects herself, or the toys, or whatever it is she's got, and then the other child doesn't want to, she gets upset. It's like, why? Where's the justice in that? You know, I'm sharing. Why can't they share? So then she gets dysregulated. Vice versa, if she's got something that she really wants, and she'll, like, you know, people ask her if they can have them. Two examples of this. She'll go, like, shy away and go, no, don't want it. She'll curl up and go, no, sack it off, kind of thing. The other one is she'll go, yeah, no worries. She'll share them, and then that other person will go away with the toy. She's like, what are you doing? Like, that's mine. And she'll follow them round and try and get it back, or, you know, it doesn't sort of hit her that, you know, she's lent the toy to the child and the child's then gone off and done whatever they want with the toy. So it's kind of that communication with your child in terms of just explaining to them, you know, life lessons, mate, innit? Life lessons. You lend them out, they might go missing, they might get damaged, or, you know, not everybody wants to share. Not everyone's got the same feelings and emotions as you, which is what this is talking about. I'm going to stop rabbiting and I'll just crack on. So, learning through practice. Emotional regulation is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time, guidance, and practice. As parents, we can support this learning in simple, everyday ways. It's pretty much what I've just been saying. How can parents help? Name the feeling. Help your child label what they're feeling. It looks like you're feeling really frustrated right now. Model calm behavior. Show your child how to stay calm when you're upset. Children learn a lot from watching us. Emily's really good at learnt behaviours. Basically, she watches and she'll take it in and she'll be like, she said, oh, what was it now she said the other day? It's something like, I said to her in the day, I was like, that's not how it works, Emily. And then about 3 hours later, I said something to her and she went, that's not how it works, Daddy. It's like, you clocked that. You clocked it and took it in. Just literally off the cuff. Anyway, so teach calming strategies. Teach calming strategies. Deep breathing, counting to 10, squeezing a stress ball or taking a break can help. You know, I've said before and I'll say it again. Sensory toys we do. I've said to her before, like when she's having a bit of a meltdown at her mum's, I've spoken to her, like, you know, and said, count to 10, deep breaths, square breathing even, 4 in, hold your breath for 4, 4 out, 4 in, you know, square breathing, look it up, it's good. And also, you know, think about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. So that might kind of trigger you to go, hang on, tomorrow's coming. Don't need to worry about today. It's really difficult for kids though, but more for adults, because you're not going to get to the top of the mountain where it's like, you know, dysregulated already and they go, oh, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. That's not going to happen, is it? It's full on meltdown. But yeah, square breathing, count to 10. Validate their emotions. So let your child know it's okay to feel upset, angry, or sad. I can see that made you feel really cross. That's tough. That's a tough feeling. Also, you don't want to come across as patronizing. And, you know, I don't know. This is one of those where it depends on the child, I guess. You know your child best. So if your child's going to go, like, sit back and be like, what the, like, why are you talking to me like that? You know, pitch it right. Praise their efforts. Recognize when your child tries to manage their feelings. I saw you take a deep breath when you were upset. That was a great choice. I just had to do a quick stop then and make sure the mic was still on and capturing all the sound, because I thought, you know, if that goes off halfway through my 10-minute chat about this document and I'm stood here like a clown talking to you guys and you're hearing nothing. Anyway, let's continue. As I said, so the last one was praise their efforts. Remember, emotional regulation is a journey. Some days will be easier than others, but with consistent support, children can grow into emotionally aware, resilient individuals. If you'd like practical tools to help your child develop emotional regulational skills, explore our downloadable resource at the Contented Child. The link is in the comments below, right? It's on there, but I can't give you this. So it's in the comments. Go check it out. Anyway, co-regulation, supporting your child through big emotions. What is co-regulation? At its simplest, co-regulation is when an adult helps a child calm down and feel safe during times of stress or overwhelm. It's like being a steady anchor when your child feels that they're in an emotional storm. Co-regulation is a key stepping stone towards self-regulation, the ability to manage emotions independently by starting early. We're giving children the tools they'll need to navigate their feelings with confidence as they grow. I'm not going to talk through every single bit of this because it's a full-on page. So really, really full-on page, as are the next, pretty much all of them. So what I'll do is I'll go through I'll not skim read it. I'll not skim read it. What will I do? I'll give you the headings and I'll give you my thoughts and I'll give you the basics. I'll just run through. A lot of the information on here is really in-depth, really helpful, really things like adapted strategies for different ages, you know, and why it matters. Primary years, helping your child recognize the name and emotions. Really in-depth. How the brain affects emotional regulation. So the hippocampus, a lot of prefrontal cortex. It goes into some serious depth, this document. So nobody wants to hear me sit and jibber jabber for the next 35 minutes about word for word on what this says. I mean, if you do, let me know in the comments and I'm more than happy to sort of go through it with you again. But I'll give you my thoughts on it. At the end of this, I'll evaluate some of the content as I'm sort of reading. What is co-regulation we've just done? Why is it so important? So When a child is upset, anxious, or overstimulated, they're not just being difficult, their nervous system is having a hard time. In these moments, children borrow our calm until they can find their own, which is a really, really good way of putting that. If a child can't bring themselves down, what's the best thing to do? I've learned this the hard way, by the way. When Emily was kicking off and hissing at me and being like, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this, because I thought Emily, this was pre-diagnosis, so I used to get angry, frustrated myself. It's also important as a parent to regulate, not just the child. You've got to regulate yourself before you can regulate the kid. Because if you're stressed, you're going to be like, what are you doing? Stop. Just stop. Like I was in the beginning, and I really kicked myself for that and not understanding. But as time's gone on, I've learned my lesson, and it's about deep breaths. It's understanding. It's more important to kind of sit there and be like, come on, just tell me what's wrong. Give me a cuddle, whatever you need. Talk to me. How can I help you? Obviously, you don't give the power over to the kid in terms of I want this, so I'm going to kick off, because a child is still a child, and if you give that power, the expectation is there that they can get that all the time. So basically, what you need to do is sort of bring them down to a level, but as an understanding, just because you kick off doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. If you want, we can do this for as long as you like. Cuddles, kisses, calm, talking. We can go for a walk if you want. Whatever they need. If they're kicking off about not getting something, you don't give over the power and be like, yeah, this is how you get what you want. I would never do that. So understanding dysregulation. A regulated state is when a child has the right level of energy and alertness for the situation they're in, like feeling calm in the classroom or excited at a birthday. When a child is dysregulated, their internal engine isn't matching the moment. You might notice signs like fight, yelling, hitting, defiance, flight, running away, hiding, avoiding, freeze, shutting down, going silent, fawn. This is a new one for me. I've not heard of this one. People pleasing, trying to fix everything and stay safe. Also, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead here, but there is something to be said for masking as well. When we were going through the autism diagnosis, the people there basically said at Emily's age, which is 7, it's really difficult to notice masking. In girls anyway, the autism diagnosis coming back as a diagnosed autistic child is quite low, because girls tend to be affected more when the hormones kick in. So the fact that Emily got a diagnosis really early was bang on, absolutely bang on. But saying that, they don't want to put the label masking on a child so young, because it's so much effort, they said. And I'm not talking as an expert. Again, hands up, no expert. This is information that we were provided. They don't want to label it masking because it's so much effort and it's so hard for them to do. Now, some children might be able to do it just standard. It's what they do. It's what they've always done. Other children, and it takes a lot out of them, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So what are we talking about? What does co-regulation look like in real life? Okay, so here are a few simple but powerful ways to co-regulate your child. I keep bobbing down because I don't know where the camera, if I stand up, I'm 6'1", and you're on a tripod, I don't know if I'm level. As I'm reading as well, and I'm conscious that I've spent a lot of my time looking down, so you're seeing the top of my head as I'm talking, which I should probably do this. Would that be better? Would that be better? Don't know, whatever in it. I'm just reading information anyway, so hopefully you're listening more than watching. So a few simple techniques to help with co-regulation. Stay close and calm. Your presence matters more than words. Sit nearby, keep your voice soft, and offer comfort. Name what's happening. Gently reflect what you see. It looks like your body's feeling really jumpy. I'm here with you. Again, some of this stuff as well sounds really patronising. And if your child's of the age of, cottoning on to the fact that, what the hell are you talking about? Just pitch it your way. Some of this is a guideline. It's helpful tool. It's a helpful tool. Be the calm in the chaos. So even when your child is losing control, you don't have to. Your calm helps them find theirs. So use grounding techniques. Deep breathing, sensory play, rocking or holding a favourite object can help settle the nervous system. Also, I read recently that trampolines, 5 minutes on a trampoline can help regulate a child that's dysregulated. So give them a little bit of an activity. I know with Emily, like sometimes it's, do you want a job to do? And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to stop you putting pots away or like tidying the sofas on the, do you know what I mean? You're helping me, I'm helping you. All of that stuff. So, wait out the patience. Regulation takes time. Rushing it can increase stress. Just being there can be enough. Sometimes you've got to remove yourself from a situation, though. There's situations like in meltdowns I've seen on, like in supermarkets with children where the parents stood there shouting or actually just being calm and just being like, we can wait here all day. The child's power pushing. So it's like, they'll stay there as long as they have to as well. Sometimes it's better to just remove yourself from the situation. I've been in situations with Emily before where we've been out in the countryside, we've been for a walk or we've been to the park and it's like, Emily, don't run up the slide, come down the slide. And she's just ignored me completely. And I've gone, right, okay, you do that. Runs up the slide, completely like misbehaves. As soon as she comes back down, I'm like, let's go then, come on. Let's get home, because I was telling you not to do that, and you've gone against what Daddy said. There's other children waiting to come down. It's dangerous. These are the points, bish, bash, bosh. You didn't listen, and if you're not listening, we're going to go home. And don't give in, Don't go, oh, you can make this back, because they need to know consequences as well. I mean, being autistic doesn't mean that they can't learn. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're clever. Co-regulation is not about doing it for them. It's about doing it with them. Over time, children internalize these moments of connection and begin to develop their own self-regulation strategies. By co-regulating consistently, I'll put this up here so you can see. By co-regulating consistently, you're not only helping your child manage big emotions, but also strengthening your relationship, building trust, and a loyal foundation for emotional resilience. So all of that is good stuff. And then it goes on to helping your child recognize and name their emotions. I'll just run through this real quick. So why emotional regulation matters, how to support your child, talk about feelings every day, use visual supports, model your own emotions, name it to tame it. It's a good one. Name it to tame it. When a child can say, I feel angry or I'm sad, they're already calming the nervous system. Keep validating the feelings, even if you don't agree with their behaviors. Fair enough. Tune into body clues. Explore a range of feelings. There's loads of information about this stuff. Helping your child recognize and name their emotions. Fun ways to practice. Adopted strategies for different ages. So early years, 2 to 5 and why it matters. Age 6 to 11 and why it matters. It says tweens and teens, age 12 plus, and why it matters. There's a lot of stuff on that there as well. I'm also conscious that I'm giving you a lot of information that is online and it's a paid product. So I will not be giving you absolutely everything that's written in this, because these people will be on my back going, you've just given all our information away. But I was given this for free. So technically school's given all your information away. And it's really, really helpful, really good, and it's a supportive tool. So what I will do, as I've said, I won't give you all the details. I can't put screenshots up, but I will put the link in the comments below. Go check it out. I'm going to run through the rest of this, and I will show you some of the emotional overwhelm cycle and the science of deep breathing. I've literally just said that. Square breathing. Creating a calm space. 3 good things. And supporting your child's ability to regulate. And then job done. Job done. I've delivered this pack in basic terms, giving you a helping hand. And it's a video I wasn't going to put out because I can relate to a lot of this. I can relate to a lot of this. However, I don't know how much of it I'm going to implement or be able to implement. It's really good learning for me because I'm reading and learning as I'm going. I have got about 20 minutes before I've got to go and record this, edit it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to skip through. I'm going to rush through. Okay, so how the brain affects emotional regulation, why emotions feel so big for children, and what the brain has to do with it. The brain, your child's emotional control center, and it goes into information about that. The hippocampus, the memory keeper, the prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain. So what does this mean in real life? Chemical messengers, neurotransmitters at work, right? And there's a lot of information about how the brain works and how things are taken in and stored. So I'll give you a little story. I moved into a friend's house in 2012 after a breakup. And it wasn't exactly a good breakup either. It was a bit of a crap one. However, I didn't think it had touched me. I wasn't affected. I didn't feel affected. I wasn't bothered. But there was a point where I was just laid on the bed in this room and I was just watching TV, just watching a movie like this. Just watching a movie. All of a sudden, it felt like something was sat on my chest, like I couldn't breathe. I thought I felt like I was having a heart attack. So I rang the doctor and I was like, I need to come and see somebody real quick because this has just happened. I'm all right now, but I don't know if it's like my heart or whatever. Can I come and see someone? All the checks in the world. And they were like, look, you've been through a stressful time. Like unconsciously, your brain has absorbed all this stuff. It's been going, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, and it's storing it back here. And your body is the outlet, Your brain needs an outlet for everything that's going on. And that's effectively how I had a panic attack. It was something that was uncontrollable. It was something that I didn't know was going to happen. It was something that I didn't feel was going to happen. It just bosh like that. Your brain just goes bang. And I guess that's how it is with dysregulation. I guess it's another outlet, isn't it? It's another one of those, your brain's taking stuff in all the time and kids don't know how to manage it. So they do it on a daily, whereas this happened with me just the once. So anyway, how the brain affects emotional regulation, all of that stuff's there. Really good information about how the brain works and how to manage that. How the brain affects emotional regulation. How can parents help? And then there's some bullet points. Here's how to support your child. So it's things we've already run through anyway. Things like stay calm, use simple language, help them name emotions. Don't expect logic mid-meltdown. Revisit situations later. So I'll give you the summary. In summary, your child's brain is still under construction. When they feel big emotions, it's not defiance, it's development. With your help, their brain can learn how to pause, reflect, and respond in healthier ways. And remember, you're not just managing meltdowns, you're building a brain that can regulate, relate, and respond with resilience. Right, okay, so the emotional overwhelm cycle. Right, it comes with a picture. It might be backwards to you actually on this. All of this might be backwards because what I do with my editing videos, I flip them because the information, like this phone's crap. No, the phone's all right. The camera's not great. Anyway, emotional overwhelm cycle. So it goes through things like escalation, crisis, calming, and it's something I've seen before. It's like in terms of the arch. So it goes through the trigger, emotional response, physiological changes, cognitive processes, behavioral response, and calming down. It gives you all the information on that. And then, the survival instinct, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, which we've already spoken about. It gives you a little bit more information on that stuff. Managing meltdowns, things we've spoken about again already. Stay calm, ensure safety, provide a quiet space, allow for self-regulation, offer reassurance, minimize stimulation, use visual supports, teach coping skills. So again, loads of information on all of that stuff we've already spoken about. Creating a calm space. Some really good visual aids on this actually. So you've got, you could maybe put them a tent, build them a fort. Sensory toys like poppers and fidget spinners and things like that. So choose a quiet area. Consider sensory elements, comfort and textures, sensory tools, visual aids, organize and declutter, personalize the space, establish rules and boundaries. And as I've said, another one with Emily is a really, really good one, is give them jobs and keep their mind activated and sort of active. Even with the trampoline, I was reading the other day about, like, up and down. It's exercise as well, isn't it? It's like helps the brain, helps the body. The science, deep breathing, something I mentioned a minute ago about square breathing. Did you know that normal breathing uses only 10% of the lung capacity, which is mad? 10%. Breathing in through your nose increases oxygen uptake to the lungs by warming the cold air, which increases the lungs' elasticity. Something I used to do at the gym, actually, was I'd do 1 minute through the nose, 1 minute through the mouth when I was doing the cardio. So breathing control is a really good way of calming down as well, just calming, relaxing, chilling, but also helping the body and the brain. When you take a slow and controlled deep breath in, your heart rate quickens slightly. As you exhale, your heart rate slows down. Repeating deep breaths will bring your heart rate in sync with your breaths. This leads to your brain. This leads your brain to release endorphins, which are chemicals which have natural calming effect. This will relieve anxiety and support the immune system. I did really rubbish at reading that then. But yeah, not something that I've had to do with Emily, not something I think I'm going to have to do with Emily, because the emotional side, the emotional dysregulation, she doesn't have meltdowns, she doesn't kick off, she doesn't, there's none of this uncontrollable crying where, it's like, breathe. But, you can teach them the techniques. 3 good things. It's important that our brain looks out for dangerous things happening to us. Remembering bad things that have happened and thinking about bad things that could happen helps us to learn how to make good choices. But we can easily get into the habit of focusing on negative thoughts about ourselves, our family, other people, what's happening in the world, or things we have to do. Emily's a deep thinker. She thinks a lot. And she'll remember. She's got really, really good memory. The trouble is, the more we think about the negative thoughts, the more connections are made in our brain, which means our brain looks for danger even more. But this can make us feel worried or anxious, and like any habit, it can feel just part of who we are, and we think we can't change it, but we can. Recent neuroscience research has found that finding 3 positives a day and thinking about how it made us feel, we can rewrite our brain to focus on the positive things in life after just 21 days. Supporting your child's ability to regulate. Model calm behavior, name the emotion, create a safe space or feeling, increase your child's awareness of triggers and personal to them. Support your child to recognize early signs of dysregulation. Teach simple calming strategies, set clear and predictable boundaries, use visual support, celebrate progress, not perfection. That's a good one. Celebrate progress, because Emily really, really, really responds to when she's done something well. Star charts, things like that, help really well, are really good for Emily. So she's got the visual aid, she's done a good thing, she's got a visual aid, and then she responds to the treat at the end. She's working towards something, and also she feels really good in herself. So that's one. It's a good one. Be patient and stay connected. Right, okay, so the emotional overwhelm cycle. I'm going to try and do it like this, although it'll be backwards for you. And also, as I've said, this is a paid product, so there you go. Right, and I think that's it, mate. Job done. So, the emotional regulation. Why do you keep saying the emotional regulation? Emotional regulation, the parent pack, age 4 to 12 years old. So, as I said, wasn't going to do a video. Done a video. I really hope that helps in some way. The link's in the description below if you want to go and check out the product. I think it was $5.99, $5.49, or $4.99. I can't remember. But I will have put the little screenshot thing up before if you want to flick back through the video and go and have a look. Or just click the link, Anyway, thank you for watching. I know there's been a lot of me ranting on this, and I'm really sorry if the mic cut out halfway through and you've just been lip reading for the last 20 minutes. But yeah, really, really hope it helps in some way, because this information is really important. Back in the day when I thought Emily was, just a normal kid being normal and just whatever. And myself, I really sort of did not understand any of this. So I hope some of this reading, some of this content, some of these links help you to try and understand some of your own processes, thought processes, level of understanding around autism, and how to help in the situation you're in. So yeah, thank you for watching. It's been a lot of time. I think the video is going to be about 40 minutes long or something. So yeah, I'll try and make the next one short for you. I'll post some shorts as well. Talking of short, I've not been doing shorts. I've also not done the I've not done the socials. I've not done the socials yet, but we will. This weekend, we've been making bread. We've been down at the park, we've been scooting, we've been walking the dog, we've been just all sorts. So I've had no time to film at all this weekend. However, I've got Emily Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday this week because I've had to swap a day. So we'll do a bit more recording, maybe make some more bread, post that up and have a little bit of a short, fun video instead of some of the me gibbering on about stuff, innit? So yeah, anyway, I hope that's helped. If you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, do the thing, put the thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks and bye for now, or ciao for now, in Emily's words.